Now on CoastTV News.
Helping the homeless.
To provide dignified, sanitary environment for our guests.
Efforts to bring back established tents on Route 1.
Lewes lot debate.
This is a viable option for them.
A developer wants to add 31 new homes to the Donovan Smith community.
Flooded out.
Something's got to be done.
What Fenwick is doing to fight flooding again.
This is CoastTV News at 6.
Tents in the woods in Lewes, a potential housing solution on the table. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 6. We begin tonight with a hearing about the homeless happening right now.
An empty space near the woods off of Route 1 is where one man wants to bring back a homeless encampment. Taros Village was set up at the old Troop 7 police lot in Lewes last year. The man who runs it also runs Code Purple at the Cape. Mike Agnew hoped to have Taros up and running by March 15th when Code Purple closed. Coast TV News reporter Zakia Jennings joins us live there in Lewes. And Zakia, Agnew says the reopening was delayed due to a conditional land use requirement.
Maddie, Sussex County's Planning and Zoning Commission began their meeting an hour ago and are currently working through their agenda. On their agenda is this lot behind me here, where 28 people lived in tents last year. Now, you can't really see it from here, but if you take just a few steps over this way, you may start to see pops of colors in the woods. You'll see blue, green, orange. Those are tents that people are living in back there. And even since we've been here, even since 5 o'clock, people have been walking in and out of these woods, one man in a wheelchair, one with a bike, and they're even charging their phones, if you follow me over this way, with solar panels. If you look closely over this way, you will see solar panels leaned up against a tree over here. Now, Mike Agnew is hoping to bring these people out of the woods until Code Purple can reopen again on December 1st. The new salt barn in Lewes.
We have a home for salt,
but no home for people. Mike Agnew is trying to change that by bringing back Taros Village.
the whole purpose behind Taros is to prevent the encampments and to provide dignified, sanitary environment for our guests, where they can then settle in, feel safe, get a good night's sleep, and get up and go to work.
2 minutes away is Jerry DeFazio's new home and second chance. He says he was once homeless for nearly 11 months and left behind everything he loved, including his guitars. He says he wants those people out of the woods, but doesn't know if Taros is the right place for them.
It's the fires. They start fires, the litter, they just leave everything there. Going to the bathroom, it's just, it's not healthy. It's not a healthy situation. It's very dangerous.
Agnew says the village provides a safer community for everyone around, with portable bathrooms, dumpsters for garbage, and case management from First State Community Action Agency.
There's health risks, safety risks, environmental risks down in the woods. We don't have that right here at Taros. So that also reduces ER calls.
Both men say they want everyone to have housing, but how to achieve that end goal is the question. The point of this meeting is to get a conditional land use permit, according to Agnew, to open up Taros on this spot here, on this lot I'm standing on. He says tonight the Planning and Zoning Commission will listen to his presentation and provide some recommendations for the County Council, who will decide on June 17th whether Taros will move forward or not. Agnew says if it works and it moves forward, it'll be up and running within days. Live in Lewes, Zakia Jennings, Coast TV News.
And over in Seaford, a new homeless center. It opened today despite pushback from one neighboring school. This is the North Star Navigation Center. It was originally supposed to be an overnight shelter. Now it's going to offer day services like meals and showers. Administration at the Cross Christian Academy, which is next door, says they're still worried about the proximity.
I think it's definitely needed, but the safety of our children is also needed in Seaford. And that's already a concern on everyone's book.
We're going to prove that we can run a
non-chaotic environment and really help people get people off the streets.
That day shelter in Seaford, or day center in Seaford, will be open on weekdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. All of this brings us right into our Coast TV poll. We want to know, what is the biggest long-term solution for homelessness on the coast?
Let's take a look at the updated results from last news hour. Take a look at your screen. 51% still say affordable housing, though 22% say job programs, 20% say more policing, 7% say seasonal shelter.
And we do have a comment today. Eric Campbell of Selbyville says it can be all of those. However, every individual is not the same. Now, if you haven't voted yet, you can do that. Go to CoastTV.com or use the Coast TV mobile app, and we will show you updated results on Coast TV News at 11.
New tonight, 2 former members of the Millville Volunteer Fire Company are accused of chasing a paid employee with a noose. Coast TV News reporter Brandon Ferguson is live there in Millville. Brandon, those 2 firefighters are now facing serious charges.
Maddie, each man has been charged with 3 different crimes related to this, and we're going to talk you through everything of what police say happened here in Millville. And again, this is classified as a hate crime, so this is sensitive information. Police say Jay Droney and Jordan Hastings, who were volunteers, chased a paid employee around with a rope tied like a noose. According to the fire company, after that, there was continued verbal harassment and racist remarks used. And this happened in February of last year, but the fire department says they didn't know until last week. The fire company say they immediately started an investigation and told authorities, who have charged both with a hate crime and conspiracy, which are felonies, as well as harassment. Millville's leadership has permanently revoked their memberships, saying this tonight in part, quote, "Such behavior is unacceptable and goes against our core values of honor, respect, valor, and inclusion." Millville says it will be implementing a new discrimination and harassment prevention program in light of this. In Millville, Brandon Ferguson, Coast TV News.
Thank you, Brandon. Here's more on what Millville says it's doing to ensure this does not happen again. The program Brandon mentioned will apply to officers, supervisors, employees, and members, and be implemented soon, Millville says. Additionally, according to the fire company, an immediate review of current policies is underway that will be updated accordingly. As we learn more from this, and there is already a lot more online, you can get it on CoastTV.com.
The Delaware State Representative Kevin Hensley, who you see here, has entered a plea deal related to a 2024 drunk driving collision. That's according to the Department of Justice. Hensley is from Newcastle County. This is the collision in question, where authorities say Hensley pulled out of the Valero gas station in Milford and hit a Ford Fusion. The department says he failed a sobriety test and was doubled the legal blood alcohol limit. Hensley will lose his license for a year, serve probation, and take DUI classes. And this isn't Hensley's first brush with the law. Check out CoastTV.com to see what she has to say and for the full story.
The Pocomoke watershed is getting top marks. A DNREC report gave the wetlands an overall grade of A-. That's the best wetland grade in Delaware so far. The watershed stretches over 215 square miles in Sussex County and extends into southern Maryland. But DNREC says there's still work to do, like protecting buffers, doing restoration, and using best management practices. Let's go ahead and take a live look outside into Ocean City. Our first alert, Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams has a look at our forecast. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening, Maddie. And what we're dealing with right now is we're getting the opportunity to kind of get past all this very windy and breezy situation so we can enjoy a regular spring-like day without, the caveat of the winds. But right now we're holding at 56 degrees in Milford. We'll drop back to 51 under mostly clear skies by 9 o'clock. Take a look at these winds. I mean, they've been more than a nuisance. They've just been a pain, okay? 37-mile-per-hour wind gusts in Ocean City, a 30-mile-per-hour wind gust being recorded in Georgetown. Some of the other locations, 37 in Seaford, 36 in Lewes, 35 Indian River Inlet, 33 in Bridgeville, and Dagro and Laurel, 32. And we'll talk more about things getting a whole lot better over the weekend, Maddie.
New at 6, the city's planning commission is meeting tonight to discuss the Donovan Smith manufactured housing community and new homes that may be added there. As Coast TV News reporter Emma Aiken shows us, some people are worried, but others welcome new neighbors.
This lot of grass could turn into new homes in Lewes. In fact, there may be 31 new manufactured homes built in the Donovan Smith community. The developer is applying for conditional use to do just that. Alan Bradley thinks it's too much and it's too crowded already.
I think they need to just stop. I mean, in other words, if you're going to do all that and everything, put an area for the kids to play.
Several people I spoke with say they're against the addition of new homes because they feel like the current community is being neglected as it stands now. One example they told me about is this cord that they say has been in the middle of the road for years, despite requests to have it moved. But others like Gary Hilton welcome new neighbors.
I think that'd be a good thing. There's a lot of folks out there that can't afford housing right now, and I think this is a viable option for them. So, I would say go for it.
A Wednesday Lewes Planning Commission meeting could set a public hearing for the site plan. Whether it's a step toward growth or a stretch too far, the future of these empty lots may soon be decided. In Lewes, Emma Aiken, Coast TV News.
We want to clarify a story that we recently aired. It was about Zelke's Beach Arcade. We reported that the arcade is set to temporarily close its original location in Rehoboth Beach after 40 years. We want to make it very clear. Zelke's as a company is not closing. The Zelke's location at the north end of the boardwalk, 5 North Boardwalk specifically, well, that is set to close after the summer season due to the new 1 Rehoboth Avenue Hotel. But Zelke's tells us they hope it's just one season until a new Zelke's is built in the exact same building right there. The Zelke's on the South Boardwalk, that's still open. So will be the Zelke's in the Tanger outlets. We do apologize for any confusion. And we have a lot more news to get to this evening.
A ribbon cutting for a new playground, what it's going to have.
And for the rest of the night, the winds may be winding down and setting us up for quite a springtime day. More on that coming up.
First, Fenwick Island flooding, what the town is doing now when we're back in just 60 seconds.
This is Coast TV News at 6.
Flooding near the Bayside has been happening for years in Fenwick Island. You see it there.
And the town's infrastructure committee is still trying to find ways to solve the issue.
Coast TV News reporter Kevin Zapay joins us live in Fenwick Island. Kevin, just a couple inches of rain could cause a whole lot of trouble.
Guys, I'm on Bayside in Fenwick Island, and right behind me is one of the canals that is causing problems. Now, we talked to a couple people in the area who told Coast TV that just 2 or 3 inches of rain can cause this canal to start flooding, which is why town leaders are working hard to try and figure out solutions before it gets worse. Fenwick Island near the Bayside can go from dry roads to no roads at all in a matter of one storm. It's something local Jeff Durr knows all too well.
When we come out to get in our cars, you got to wear boots. There's usually about 8 inches of water around the house, just on normal high tides in the storm situation. And so you got to wear boots, get in the car, drive up the street and take them off.
The town's infrastructure committee met Wednesday to talk solutions, but officials say a key funding source has dried up.
Yeah, something's got to be done.
Councilmember Susan Brennan says the town was expecting money from the Federal Infrastructure and Communities Program, but the Trump administration ended that program, leaving Fenwick Island trying to stay afloat on their own. Durr hopes something can still be done.
Hoping sometime that maybe bulkheads can be raised and taken care of that.
The committee plans to meet with the Fenwick Island Council to explore more funding options and figure out where that money can make the biggest impact on flooding. The Fenwick Island Council will be discussing possible solutions next Friday on April 25th. I'm Kevin Zapay, live in Fenwick Island, Coast TV News.
Here's a look at your golf forecast. Well, finally I can say it with a clear conscience. Looking pretty good, guys. Wall-to-wall sunshine, not as windy, 63 degrees. A perfect time to take your favorite weatherman out for the back nine. The winds have been so blustery, it's almost as if it's had a bad attitude. Well, that attitude is changing for the better in the next 24 hours. But we're still blustery for tonight, dropping to 50 degrees in clear skies. Look at the winds right now out of the west-northwest, a 33-mile-per-hour wind gust being recorded Indian River Inlet, and a 30-mile-per-hour wind gust recently for us in Georgetown. We're holding at 59 degrees in Georgetown, but also 59 degrees in Del Mar, 60 in Seaford, and 58 right now in Milton. We have small craft advisories that are active throughout not only the Chesapeake Bay area, but right off of the Sussex County coast. So we're bracing for 25-mile-per-hour winds, and it's a little bit on the cool side because we have a frost advisory that's in effect for Newcastle, but not for the entire state. We have that cluster of cold air that's really carousing along the mid-Atlantic region of the country. But that's going to change quickly because look at how these winds are shifting out of the south going into Friday. And then that's going to set us up for Saturday's wind out of the southwest to change the plot line from, winds with an attitude to sunshine. That's going to be easy to get along with. We'll go into the 60s for Thursday. Friday, we're going to go into the 70s, and then it's going to get even better than that. Now, we are going to take a look at what's a possibility of rain as we go into, let's say, Monday of next week. That's all the way until next week. Finally, here's a look at your extended forecast. Look at Saturday, 82 degrees.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
The sun was shining all day today, which means high school spring sports are good to go. And tonight, we've got plenty of high-level boys lacrosse on DSN+. First, it's the Stephen Decatur Seahawks who have flat-out dominated this season. The Seahawks have soared out to a 6-1 record with all 6 of those wins by 17 or more goals. They're outscoring opponents 153-21 this season. Stephen Decatur is in action right now on DSN Plus against 4-0 Queen Anne's County. And we're just over a week away from a new season of our ongoing docuseries Into the Trenches. This time, we're heading to the home of the Cape Henlopen Vikings as they embark on a new voyage for their 2024-25 football season. Let's take a sneak peek.
The late run last season and then trying to explain that we're a different team.
You got to work harder because you went to the state ship, because there's a target on your head.
Understanding the stresses that these kids are under it's a little bit unique for me.
The expectations are high.
You're going to practice the way you play.
We can push even further this year and hopefully make a run for it again.
Into the Trenches, a new voyage. April 24th at 7:30 on the Delmarva Sports Network and DSN Plus. Sponsored by Preston Automotive.
That'll do it for sports. Have a great night, everyone.
Easter is right around the corner, and you can start your Easter Sunday with music and meaningful conversation if you celebrate with Sunrise Sermons 2025, The Final Sacrifice. Services begin at 7 a.m. on Coast Country, 9:30 a.m. on the Delmarva Sports Network, and 10:30 a.m. on Coast TV.
Here's some great news to end our newscast. A science-based playground held its ribbon cutting today. This is at Newtown Park in Pocomoke. Advocates say the new playground is 5,400 square feet, features an interactive memo game, a memory garden, and inclusive features. Paul?
That sounds great. I'm a big advocate of teaching science as early as you can. Our DryTech crawl space camera in Ocean City, 59 degrees with the winds at about 17 miles per hour. Those winds are going to back off tomorrow, but right now they're still a little bit ornery. 49 and clear skies by the 10 o'clock hour. Our umbrella giveaway winner, Dale Adams of Rehoboth Beach. Congratulations, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling. If you want to keep up with your forecast by calling our weather line, the number is 443-880-9100. Your forecast is just a call away. Sponsored by the law offices of Bruckstedt, Mandalis, and Federico. And finally, here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast. Hear ye, I bear great news. By Saturday, high of 82.
Paul, that's great. Thank you. And thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 6.
For more news, more of that great weather, download our Coast TV News app.
The NBC Nightly News is up next.
And we're going to see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 11. Have a great evening.